Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Honorable lectures Discourse Analysis, Ustadz Kahar, and the Honorable my friends from PBAI, and the Honorable my friends from Group 1. Assalamualaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
First of all, let's say thanks to my Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala because His blessing and guidance. So we can take this video, and don't forget to send salam and salawat to the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam because He's bring us from the darkness to the lightness. Okay. Today we are going to take a video, talk about discourse analysis. But before that, allow me to introduce my member group in Group 1. My name is Fadilla as a presenter for today and member from Group 1. And she is Syaharani Winda, and she is Marwah, and the last she is Wafiyah, Asyifah fadilla. Okay, let's start our discussion for today. Okay. Question number 1. Why should we learn the genesis of discourse analysis? Please explain your answer. Okay, for the first one, question number 1, I invite Wafiyah Asyifah fadilla to explain your answer.
I will say it simply because origin or why we should learn the genesis of discourse analysis, because it means like we have to explain the origin of the discourse analysis itself. Origin means like why it's popped up or why it's appeared.
Okay, thank you. Okay, how about Marwah, your opinion about this question?
My answer is understanding the genesis of discourse analysis is important as it allows us to trace the historical development of this field of study.
Okay, how about you?
Understanding the genesis discourse analysis is essential because it provides insight into his historical, theoretical, and methodological foundation upon which the file is built.
Okay, so the conclude from the question number 1, I also agree with your statement that discourse analysis is very important. I have some answer from you, but maybe we have a different sentence. Okay, next. Question number 2. Do you agree with saying that the development of discourse analysis theory is strongly influenced by the development of linguistic theory? Why? Please explain. Okay, maybe the first one, I invite Syaharani Winda to share your opinion.
Yes, I agree that the development of discourse analysis theory is strongly influenced by the development of linguistic theories. Language is at the core of both discourse analysis and linguistics, and advancements in linguistic theories provide the conceptual framework and analytical tools necessary for discourse analysis.
Okay, thank you. Next, Marwah.
Yes, I agree with the statement that foundation in linguistic and methodological tools, evaluation of linguistic theory, and interdisciplinary perspective.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Afi?
And my point of view, it's correlated with the origin or genesis of discourse analysis itself, that linguistic here give really big impact to the rise of discourse analysis.
Okay, thank you. So there are many reasons why that we agree that say that development of discourse analysis is very strongly. So Marwah and Winda have a same answer, and but we are agree that saying that this is the very strongly. Okay, next. The third question is what do you know of traditional grammar theory? Please explain your answer. Okay, the first is what is traditional grammar theory? Wafi.
For the question number 3, right?
Yeah.
I will answer all the questions for once. What I know about this theory. The first is about the traditional grammar theory. One of the theory that comes to understand the historical development of discourse analysis. And the best principle or the main principle of this theory is they are just use one sources and they have to use this as a norm. So the principle is the teachers should use the same source to teach the learners, and the learners not allowed to use other resources. And the students can only use this reference as their learning best.
Okay,
That's
Marwah, maybe you can answer the question B, number 3, point B. What the main principle of traditional grammar theory?
Okay, my answer for the grammar theory, the main principle of traditional grammar theory is perspectivism. Perspectivism is the idea that language should agree to establish rules and norms, often based on tradition, authority, or perceived language correctness.
Okay, Winda, maybe you can explain the question from number 3 in point C and D. C talk about what do teachers who adopt the principle do in teaching a language, and the point D is what the product of principle of traditional grammar.
Okay, the first, what do teachers who adopt the principle do in teaching a language? Teachers who adopt the principle of traditional grammar theory typical emphasis rote memorization and rule-based learning. They often use drill exercise and explanations to teach students the rules of grammar and how to apply them correctly in sentence. The next, what are the product of this theory? The product of traditional grammar theory include grammatical textbooks, reference guides, and educational materials designed to help learners understand and apply the rules of grammar in writing and speaking.
Okay, next I wanna answer the question number 3, point E and F. Point E talk about what is the main shortcoming of this theory. The main shortcoming of the traditional grammar theory lies in its perspective nature, which can lead to several limitations and criticism. And question point F, number 3 is what are grammar's translation method and its relation to traditional grammar theory? The grammar translation method is an approach to language teaching that we commonly use in the 19th and early 20th century. It is closely related to the traditional grammar theory as both emphasize the study of grammatical rules and structure, as well as the mastery of written language form.
I agree with that because the shortcomings of this theory also it's a limit the students to use other resources. As I said before, that they just used the same resources and it's prior source for them to learn English.
Yeah. So you agree with my statement, but okay, we will continue our question. Question number 4. What do you know of structuralism theory? Please explain your answer to this question by referring to these things. Okay, the first, I invite Asyifah Fadilla to answer point A and B.
All right. What is the first question from?
Okay, the first question is talk about what is the structuralism theory and what does the Saussure say about the structure of language?
Okay, Saussure said about this structure there's two main points. The first is signified and also signifier. Signified means like the context or like abstract idea in your mind, and signifier means like the sound that you returns. And a sign that Saussure said means the combination of the two, signified and also signifier. It means when you are producing language, using different languages, using also the different words, right? Means they want to convey the same idea, but they use this different word or different language, but they just use the same idea. That is the sign means.
Okay.
Structuralism here, structuralism
Yeah.
means the structure of the word.
Okay, how about the question number point B?
What is the question?
Yeah. Point B talk about what are the main principle of this theory? What are the main principles of this theory?
The main principle of this theory have, um, have been used as they want to learn English or learn language by imitating or also drilling the sentences used by the native speaker. That's the main principle of this language.
Okay, so if we want to practice our language, you mean that we must to practice with native speaker, or how?
The native speaker is the main sources. So it is. Do you know about the audio lingual method?
Yeah.
So the learners should learn and also find the structure of the language by itself. Also, they have to imitate the language or sentences uttered by the speaker or native speaker.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's the method.
Okay, I get it. Okay, I invite Syaharani Winda to explain point C and D. Okay, the question is, what is informed method and what is the relationship to structuralism theory?
The informant method is a research approach commonly associated with structuralism. It involves gathering data from native speakers or informant to analyze language patterns and structures. The relation between the informant method and structuralism lies in their shared focus on uncovering underlying structure and patterns within language.
Okay. How about the question, what are the characteristics of the method?
Characteristics of the informant method include collecting data through interviews, observations, or surveys with native speakers, and analyzing this data to identify linguistic patterns and structures. Researchers often seek informants who are knowledgeable about the language being studied and can provide insight into its usage and structure.
Okay, thank you, Winda. Okay, the next is, what is the main shortcoming of this theory? I will answer this question. The main shortcoming of this theory, the informant method is a valuable approach for gathering data about language and culture. Researchers must be mindful of its limitation and potential shortcomings. By adopting appropriate methodological strategies, researchers can mitigate the limitation of the informed method and enhance the validity and reliability for their findings. Okay, next, about Marwah, in point F.
What is the question?
Yeah, what is error analysis and what is the relation to the structuralism theory?
Okay, my answer is error is a linguistic approach that involves identifying and analyzing error made by language learner in order to gain insight into the underlying structure and process of language acquisition.
Okay, from Wafiyah,
I have no idea about this one.
Yeah.
I'm agree with them, but when we talk about the shortcoming, that means it is a structuralism theory. Structure means we, as a teacher here, we have to teach them the right structure or the correct structure, right? But also we have to find out their errors when they are making structure of sentence. So we want to solve the problem and correct them directly. So we find the errors that they are made, so the mistake that they made when they are using this language, and then we solve the problem. And that is the shortcomings. Is not the culture. It's about culture, because we know that it is also, as I said before, it is imitating the native speaker. Absolutely, it's also include the culture that used by the native speaker, but it's not that much because it's not focusing on the culture. So it is the shortcoming of this theory.
Okay. Okay. Next. This is the last question.
Yes.
The question number 5 is talk about what do you know of structuralism's theory? Please explain your answers to this question by referring to these things. Okay, the first one is point A. Point A. What is functionalism's theory and what does Chomsky say about language?
Maybe we have to for a while. bahwa Wafiyah telah tiba. Perusahaan akan melayani kembali pada pukul 13.00 sampai dengan 15.30 waktu Indonesia Tengah setiap hari Senin sampai dengan Kamis, dan pukul 14.00 sampai dengan 16.00 waktu Indonesia Tengah pada hari Jumat. Diingatkan kepada pengunjung Marwah dan Anda. Atas pengertian ini, diucapkan terima kasih.
Okay, I invite Marwah to answer point A and B.
Okay, my answer function B.
A and B. A and B.
Okay, my answer point in A.
Please raise your voice, please.
Functionalism is a theoretical framework that says the functional aspect of language and its role in communication and social interaction. Answer point B. Theory of universal grammar posites that all common language are monetarily structured or set of principles.
Okay. Wafiyah, please answer point number 5, point C. What is the main principle of this theory?
The main principle of this theory is functionalism. It's mean like there is two point forms, also the culture of the language. So it's unfight. It's correlated and also cannot be divided. So it's one means like we want to function the language. There's two main points. Forms, also the culture.
Okay. Winda, how about the question point D? What is the CLT method and its relation to the functional theory?
Communicative language teaching, or CLT, is a method of language teaching that emphasizes communication and functional language use over traditional grammar instruction. CLT aligns with functionalism theory in that it prioritizes the practical use of language for communication rather than solely focusing on linguistic structure.
Okay, the last is point E. What the relationship between discourse analysis and functionalism theory? The relationship between discourse analysis, or the A, and functionalism theory lies in their shared emphasis on understanding language as a social and communicative phenomena, as well as their focus on the functional aspect of language used in context.
Chomsky and himself different perspective, but it's resulted to the method of communicative language learning, language teaching, or CLT. It is also really helpful for us that we used also to teach language all worldwide.
Okay, guys, because we have a limit time in this place, so maybe our discuss for today is not complete. But never mind, we will continue our discuss with teachers discourse analysis in the tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow we will learn discourse analysis with Ustadz Kahar. So we will discuss more deeply with Ustadz Kahar. Okay, I think that's all for us from group 1. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and see you.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much for watching.
Tolong.